Grade 10, Action Pack, Unit 5, Exploring Wildlife. Before you begin, number 1, look at the photographs. There are photos of polar bears and of penguins. What do you think helps these animals live in polar regions? Number 2, which of these words refer to animals? Check the meaning of any word you don't know in the activity book glossary or in a dictionary. Snowstorm, عاصفة ثلجية. iceberg, جبل جليدي. boat trip, رحلة على القارب. wildlife, الحياة البرية. seal, عجل البحر. sole, باطن القدم. nostril, فتحة الأنف. polar, قطبي. ice flow, طوفان الجليد. webbed, مكفف. Number 3, listen about polar bears and penguins. What do you know about these animals? Discuss in pairs. Polar bears and penguins. Not many people have the chance to visit the North and South Poles. However, if you had the opportunity to visit the poles, they would appear similar. Both are places of extreme cold. If you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. However, both are also places of spectacular beauty, with their frozen landscapes of snow, ice, and icebergs. If you went on a special adventure boat trip when you visited, you would be able to observe the unique wildlife of these places, like polar bears, penguins, and seals. You would be unlucky if you didn't see any seals. The polar bear lives in the cold, snowy, Arctic lands in the North Pole. It has a thick layer of fat underneath its skin, and this helps to keep it warm. It also has a thick layer of fur all over its body, including the soles of its feet, which allows it to swim in the coldest seas without feeling the cold. Beneath the fur, the skin is black, so it absorbs heat. Polar bears are excellent swimmers. Their nostrils can close so they can swim underwater and between the ice floes to look for seals. Their favorite food. Unlike polar bears, penguins live in Antarctica. Penguins keep warm with thick skin and lots of fat under the skin. Penguins have dark-colored feathers on their back, which absorb heat from the sun to keep them warm. Like polar bears, penguins are excellent swimmers. They have webbed feet and streamlined bodies for powerful and fast swimming. They have different diets, but in general, they all eat a variety of small fish. Number 4, comprehension. Listen to the text again, then answer the following questions. Number 1, identify the purpose of the author in the text. To inform, to compare and contrast, etc. Explain. Number 2, what makes the polar region a good place to visit? Explain. Number 3, what do polar bears and penguins have in common that help them survive such weather? Number 4, what do the words in bold refer to? The words are there. In the sentence, if you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. The word there is in bold. The word it's in the sentence, it also has a thick layer of fur all over its body. The bold word is its. There in the sentence, their nostrils can close so they can swim underwater and between the ice floes to look for seals. Their favorite food. The word there, THEIR, is in bold. Them. Penguins have dark colored feathers on their back, which absorb heat from the sun to keep them warm. The word them is in bold. They. The sentence is, they have webbed feet and streamlined bodies for powerful and fast swimming. The word they is in bold. Question number 5. What other title would you suggest for the text? Justify your answer. Number 6. In your opinion, are polar bears and penguins in danger? Why or why not? Number 5, pronunciation. Listen to the title of the text on page 42. The title is Polar Bears and Penguins. What are the initial sounds of the main words? Find in the text words with similar sound and fill in the table. Bear and penguin. So find words with a similar sound to bear and other words with similar sound like penguin. Which of the words you found has 2 sounds? Number 6, grammar. The second conditional. Complete the second conditional sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Sentence number 1. If you blank, in brackets, go to the poles, you would see a lot of snow and ice. The correct word would be went. If you went to the poles, you would see a lot of snow and ice. So put the word in the bracket in the right form. Number 2, if I blank, in brackets, see a polar bear, I take a lot of photographs. Number 3, if you blank, in bracket, visit the North Pole, you wouldn't see any penguins. Sentence number 4, if I blank, in brackets, travel to the Arctic in winter, I would experience severe snowstorms. Sentence number 5, if I blank, in brackets, win a lot of money, I'd go on an Arctic boat trip. Number 7, what would you do in these situations? Write sentences using the second conditional. Number 1, you get lost in the city. Your answer should be, if I got lost in the city, I would ask someone to tell me the way. Now do the same for the rest of the sentences. Sentence number 2, you find a valuable item on the street. Tell us what you would do. Sentence number 3, your best friend moves to another country. Sentence number 4, you have a problem with your studies. Sentence number 5, you see fire in the opposite building. Sentence number 6, you find a cat with a broken leg in the garden. Number 8, speaking. If you went to the North or the South Pole, what would you see or do? Make notes. Then, in pairs, tell your partner. Quotation. Read the quotation. Do you agree with it? Why or why not? Translate the quotation into Arabic. The quotation says, we must always remember with gratitude and admiration the first sailors who steered their vessels through storms and mists and increased our knowledge of the lands of ice. Roald Amundsen, Polar Explorer, from 1872 CE until 1928 CE. Reading. Read the brochure about Antarctica to find out what happens there in the summer. Would you consider visiting Antarctica? Explain. A trip to Antarctica. Do you know a place where it is day for 6 months of the year? Do you also know where ice and weather not clocks and calendars, determine when and where people travel? If you visit Antarctica on one of our adventure trips, you'll discover a continent that has incredible beauty. Antarctica is the southern continent and is surrounded by the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. If you come on our fascinating trips, your adventure will begin with a flight to Argentina. From there, you will travel with our guide to Ushuaia, the most southerly city in the world, and join our special ship. On the way to the South Pole, our ship passes through amazing scenery. If you go on deck, you will see huge icebergs, as well as whales, seals, and many different seabirds. Our team of experts will be there to help you if you have any questions. Passengers go on trips every day if it's sunny. One of our most popular trips is to Half Moon Island. Passengers can also spend an afternoon at the boiling hot springs of Deception Island. There is a lot of time to enjoy your trip because it's light for 24 hours a day during the summer in the Antarctic. A boat trip to Antarctica is an unforgettable experience. Please remember, our boat trips are from November to February. We don't take passengers to Antarctica unless it is summer there. You need warm clothes if you come. Don't get too close to the wildlife. Some animals attack if you come near them. There are no banks in Antarctica. If you want to buy something, you'll need some money. If you book before 1st of September, you'll get a free visit to the Amundsen Scott Research Base. Comprehension. Number 2. Read the brochure again and complete the following table with the information from the text. Use full sentences. Antarctica. Location. You have to tell us the location of Antarctica. Weather. What is the weather like in Antarctica? Day and night cycle. What is the day and night cycle in Antarctica? Boat trips. When are the boat trips in Antarctica? Wildlife. What kind of wildlife is there in Antarctica? Reading. Number 3. Complete Jamil's email with the correct words from the box. The words in the box are boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen, wildlife. Use these words to fill in the blanks in the following email. Dear Fadi, I'm having the most incredible time in Aqaba, on board the ship sailing across the Red Sea. The ship stops every 6 hours so we can dive into water. I've seen some amazing scenery. Lovely coral reefs, gentle water currents, and many multicolored fish. It's really beautiful. There is a lot of incredible blank to observe. Do you fill the blank with boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen, or wildlife? If you look carefully, you will see marine creatures of all sizes. You see tiny fish such as blank and big creatures such as blank. Will you fill in these blanks with boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen, or wildlife? Did you know that the sea turtles are found in the oceans except in the Arctic? That is because they cannot survive in blank water, blizzards, and blank. Would you fill in these blanks with boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen, or wildlife? If they travel to cold regions, they will die. That is why they only live in warm waters. So I guess you did not spot any during your Arctic blank last year. Do you fill in blank with boat trip, shrimps, snowstorms, sea turtles, frozen, or wildlife? You would love it if you were on this boat trip. Best wishes, Jamil. Grammar. The second conditional. Number 4. Complete the second conditional sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Number 1. If I blank, the verb in brackets is visit, Antarctica in winter, I think it would be a bad idea. The correct answer is visited. The verb visit, when we put it in second conditional, it becomes visited. So if I visited Antarctica in winter, I think it would be a bad idea. Sentence number 2. If you blank, the verb in brackets is go, on a trip to Wadi Rum, you'd enjoy it. Sentence number 3. If we blank, and in brackets it's not see, any penguins in the South Pole, I would be very surprised. Sentence number 4. If sea turtles blank, the verb in brackets is live, in cold water, they would die. Sentence number 5. Would you go diving in the Red Sea if you blank? The verb in brackets is get, the chance. Speaking. Number 5. Imagine you are thinking about going on a boat trip to Antarctica, and you are asking Fadi what it would be like before you decide to go. In groups, ask and answer the questions. Use the text in exercise 1 to help you. Question number 1. If I went on deck, what scenery would there be? Question 2. What animals would I see? Question 3. What would I do if it was sunny? Question 4. Would I need warm clothes? Question 5. Would I see any polar bears? Question 1. If I went on deck, what scenery would there be? An answer would be, there would be huge icebergs. Now, think of answers for the other questions. Writing. Number 6. Imagine you are visiting the Red Sea. Write an email to a friend describing your visit. What scenery and marine life can you see? Listening. Number 1. What do you know about diving in Aqaba? Work in pairs and try to answer the questions. Question 1. When do you think is the best time to go diving? Why? Question 2. Can only professional divers go diving in Aqaba? Why or why not? Question 3. When you go diving, what can you see underwater? Question 4. What other activities do you think one can do in Aqaba? Number 2. Listen to the report about diving in Aqaba. Check your answers to exercise 1. Vocabulary. Marine life. Number 3. These words are all connected to marine life. Which words refer to the animal features? Check the meaning of any words you don't know in the activity book glossary or in a dictionary. The words are species, صنف, shell, صدف, predator, المفترس, flipper, زعنفة, sponge, الإسفنج, jellyfish, قناديل البحر, seaweed, الأعشاب البحرية. Reading. Number 4. Read the following text about sea turtles. What kind of environment do you think sea turtles need to survive? Sea turtles are among the most ancient creatures in the world. There are 7 species of sea turtles that can be found today, and they are found in all waters that are warm. Since the Red Sea's water in Aqaba is constantly warm, it is considered to be the place where sea turtles travel in search of food. All sea turtles have hard shells that protect them from predators. Their shells are also streamlined to help them swim through the water more easily and faster. Their color differs depending on the species. They could be yellow, green, or black. Unlike other turtles, sea turtles cannot hide their legs and head inside their shells because they have flippers that direct them smoothly while swimming. Those flippers are also built for digging in the sand. Most sea turtles eat small sea animals, such as sponges, jellyfish, snails, and shrimps. Other sea turtles feed on sea plants and grasses, such as seaweed. Surprisingly, sea turtles can live up to 80 years and can weigh up to 200 kilograms. 5. Read again and complete the table below. What were their living conditions? How is the adaptation to its environment? And what about the food? For example, the living conditions, they're warm waters. Now find the answer for adaptation to its environment and food. Comprehension, number 6. Read the text in exercise 4 again. Write sentences about how sea turtles are adapted to their habitat. Choose from each column. One of the sentences in the first column is used twice. Now connect. Number 1. They have flippers. Is it to protect them from predators? Or to help them dig in the sand? Or to direct them while swimming? Or to help them swim more easily and faster? The correct answer is they have flippers to help them dig in the sand. And also, they have flippers to direct them while swimming. Number 2. They have streamlined shells. Is it to protect them from predators? To help them dig in the sand? To direct them while swimming? Or to help them swim more easily and faster? Number 3. They have hard shells. Is it to protect them from predators? To help them dig in the sand? To direct them while swimming? Or to help them swim more easily and faster? Pronunciation. Number 7. Listen and repeat. Practice the intonation. Number 1. If I won a lot of money, I'd go on a Red Sea boat trip. Number 2. If I went diving in Aqaba, I'd see turtles. Speaking. Number 8. Role play an interview with your partner. Take turns to ask and answer the following questions. Take notes. What would you do if you won a lot of money? What would you do if you traveled to Aqaba? Or you spoke many foreign languages? Or you lived anywhere else in the world? What would you do if you saw a famous person? Or you invented something very important? or you played a musical instrument very well. For example, the first question, what would you do if you won a lot of money? You could answer, if I won a lot of money, I would give it to charity. Now, answer the rest of the questions. Number 9. Tell the class about some of the answers you and your partner gave. You can use notes from exercise 8. For example, you can say about your friend, if Ali won a lot of money, he would give it to charity. I would do the same, and I would also give some money to my family. Writing. Number 10. Choose a marine animal. Do research about it. Consider the following to write a report about it. Number 1. Where does it live and what is it like there? Number 2. How is its body adapted to the living conditions? Number 3. What food does it eat? Does it hunt other animals? All these questions are about the marine animal you chose. So after you answer these questions, you can write a report about it. Speaking. Number 11. In groups, make an e-presentation about the marine animal you chose in exercise 10.